Hi, so I was just reading. Apparently, it's not enough to just eat. We actually have to eat right.
Yeah, eating right gives us a lot of energy and helps us focus better, like what we're doing now.
True, that's why this year's Nutrition Month theme is Eat Right for a Better Life. It reminds us that eating right shapes the quality of our life.
That's why we have a special interview today. We're gonna know more about how to eat right and how to make the right choices.
Let's jump
right into the interview.
Hi everyone. Hi ma'am. Can you just introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay, hi. Hi, my name is Aishwarya. I'm a sports nutritionist working at Art of Eating Clinic with Shiny Surendran.
How does food act as a cultural identity maker, and in what ways does it preserve or evolve with migration and globalization?
Okay, so food in India, we are very deeply rooted to it, right? It is affected by the religion, the region, the festivals, and the family. For example, if you're a Muslim, you celebrate Ramzan, and then there's Halim is associated with it. And if you're a Hindu, you avoid beef. Okay, that is associated with the religion. So how food connects us is through the social bonding. So when we migrate from one place to another, like we are going to another country, so how do we preserve that? The easiest way is to pack it in our suitcase and go. You can pack your masalas, powders, even your mom's recipe book, because that will actually help you to carry on your cultural cooking and your family cooking, and some snacks that you like, so that you can share it with your friends over there. And besides that, cultural fusion of foods, okay, like for example butter chicken pizza, or you have paneer tacos, or masala chai latte. All of this integrates food people beyond the borders.
So how does the gut-brain connection redefine the idea that we are what we eat? In what ways does food affect not just our health but our behavior and mood?
Traditionally, we say food is for physical health. We want to maintain a good, strong physical health, you have good food. But now, after all the research on gut-brain axis, you're not only what you eat, but what you absorb. All the good things that you eat, you need to absorb it. So food is beyond physical health. Now, it also affects mental health. It also affects our mood, okay, our immunity, and so on. So when we say the gut-brain axis, it connects through the vagus nerve, through our immune system, and also through the gut microbiota. So how does this help? If you ask me, as a nutritionist, when we see clients and we ask them to get their gut microbiome report, for example, athletes, when you get the test done, we can tailor the diet to improve their speed, their endurance, and decrease the inflammation in the body. And for certain clinical cases, when we get based on their microbiome, we can identify if they are more prone to IBS, or if they are more prone to cardiovascular disease or type 2 diabetes, and then we can tailor those diet accordingly, so that we can improve the beneficial gut bacteria to reduce the risk of those diseases. And another thing is also for weight management. If you see, right, some people, no matter how much carbs they eat, they won't put on weight. But some people, even they eat very little bit and then they gain weight very fast because of their glucose metabolism. So for those kind of people, we know whether they are a fast metabolizer or slow metabolizer of glucose, and tailor their diet accordingly, so that it helps them lose fat without being very, very cautious about their food intake.
Can you recall a moment where food healed a relationship, bridged a gap, or sparked a connection in your life? Or what dish best represents a sense of belonging in your life, and why, ma'am?
Okay, yeah, so there's a lot of stories that I can share because I am a big time foodie. I think something that is very common between all families is their rift with their relatives, their arguments, or those kuti family issues. The way that our family show love is to call them over for a dinner or for a lunch, especially on festival days. No matter how much of arguments or family rifts we might have, inviting a person and telling that come and eat in my house and preparing a feast for them. It's just not like just a rice rasam cut. You put that extra effort to make a payasam or a vada, or 2-3 sweets, so they feel very appreciated, they feel very welcome. So it's our way of saying sorry, but not indirectly. So that is one example. And me being a Singaporean, when my parents come and visit me over here, there are some foods that they always carry with them, like the seaweed cracker, that is very famous over there, or the kaya jam. It's a coconut egg jam, so that is a spread that you get there. So they always carry these things to say that they love me. They don't go outwardly and say I love you, but they carrying the foods that I love from childhood is a way of them telling me, they want me to have those foods, and I feel loved. So these are the two, things that I feel. Food and people is always interconnected. It's become a universal love language, if you ask me. There is touch, there is gift, and all of that. I think they should add food to that also, so that it is easier for people to say, come, let's go and eat, okay, than to say sorry. So people should try that.
Just give us some practical tips to lead a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. So you don't have to count calories. You don't have to, go overboard with being very careful, tracking every single thing that you eat. What you can simply do is practice portion control, okay, and ensure that there are all the food groups in all the meals. Ensure that you are not removing any particular food group. Like now, with all this social media influence, they say carb is the villain, but carb is not the villain. Carb is very essential. That is your energy currency. So definitely have balanced meal with portion control. A very, very simple, doable, actionable tip is to start a meal with the fiber. Okay, start it with your salad or with your kuttu, with your poriyal, and then you have your protein. Okay, it can be non-veg or veg protein, because fiber and protein will help increase satiety. Okay, and the final part, go to the carbs. Plate edutone, don't pile up the carbs. Okay, you pile up the fiber, you pile up the protein, and finally when you come to carbs, you will feel satiated for very, very long. And also for those who are struggling to get in some form of physical activity throughout the day, the best thing will be to do a post-meal walk. Don't walk immediately after a meal, but at least after 10 to 15 minutes after a meal, try to get in your steps. Just walk in your veranda, in your balcony, or in your office corridor. The 10 minutes of walk will actually add up till the end of the day. Okay, so after breakfast you walk for 10 minutes, after lunch you walk for 10 minutes, and after dinner you walk for 10 minutes. Without you realizing it, you'll be walking for 30 minutes. Right? So that is another tip. And one more important thing, no matter how well you exercise, how well you eat, if you don't sleep properly, nothing is going to have the effect. So definitely focus on your sleep. Sleep is a very underrated tool for recovery and also to correct metabolic disorders. So focus on your health, focus on your nutrition, but also focus on your sleep.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.